you go ahead.
Raise your hand if you text someone at least once a day. Okay, you can put your hand down. I was guessing most of you were going to raise your hand because according to Domo, 15,220,700 texts are sent every minute, every day worldwide. That means that there are about 21,917,800,000 texts sent every day worldwide, which, to put it into perspective, is about 3 times the amount of people that live in this world. My name is Anne, and today I'm going to talk to you about how texting affects our communication. By the end of this speech, you'll be able to know how not talking to someone face-to-face starts to affect yourself and your relationship with the people you text. So texting has many negative effects on us, but the top 3 are that it causes miscommunication and negatively affects our social and written communication. Now I'm going to go into more detail on these 3 ideas. So there's 3 main ways that cause miscommunication when texting. One way being the use of acronyms and abbreviations when texting. According to TutZone, many people like to text quick, which involves them using abbreviations or acronyms. Because there are some people who may not know what these acronyms mean, it causes confusion and miscommunication between one another. Another way people miscommunicate when texting is because there's a lack of body language. When talking to someone face-to-face, you're able to read their body language and understand if they're mad, happy, sad, etc., all from their body language and voice. But when texting, these things are gone. This causes more arguments from miscommunication because you're not able to know how the other person is feeling, compared to if you were with them, you're able to know how they're feeling and you're able to comfort them better. This has a big strain on long-distance relationships that are based solely off of texting. Now that you know how texting causes miscommunication, let's talk about how it affects your social skills. 3 main ways of how texting affects our social skills are by causing a lack of confidence, reducing in-depth conversations, and causing people to be impatient. So when texting someone, you tend not to realize that it's an actual person you're talking to. It's just like a screen to you. When texting, you have the liberty to be able to edit the message, and this causes people to overthink before sending something. And it gives you the ability to always edit your message and make it perfect. But when talking to someone face-to-face, this is not an option. So you can see how in this area, texting causes a lack of confidence when talking to someone face-to-face. Since people are used to looking at a screen instead of a person, they tend to get more nervous when the time comes to confront someone. Another way texting negatively affects our social skills is that it reduces in-depth conversation. When texting, people tend to get to the point more quickly, rather than when you talk to someone on the phone. You tend to ask about each other's day and you talk longer, and this not only affects communication but our relationships between one another. Lastly, texting makes us impatient. When having your phone on you all the time, this also comes with the idea that anyone can contact you at any moment. This can cause frustration because people may expect an immediate response, and if someone doesn't answer right away, it makes us more impatient in our day-to-day lives. So when reading an article on the Huffington Post, I came across a quote from Melissa Ortega, a child psychologist in New York's Child Mind Institute. She said, "Clinically, I'm seeing it in the office. The high school kids who I do see will be checking their phones constantly. They'll use it as an avoidance strategy. They'll see if they get a text message within the 2 minutes they're talking to me." I wanted to share this quote because I thought it went along with the social skills effects that texting has on us. Now let's talk about how texting affects our written communication. When talking about miscommunication earlier, I brought up the role acronyms play in it, and I also believe acronyms play a role with our written communication because you're constantly not texting full words. For example, you can use the letter U instead of texting YOU, and this may become a bad habit and causes young adults to write like this in school. So texting not only affects our spelling, but our grammar as a whole. We start getting used to not typing capital letters in sentences, and that also becomes a bad habit. All of these grammar and spelling issues are not good effects and will hinder people majorly when they try to contact superiors. For example, if you're emailing someone for a future career and you don't use the right grammar, or trying to get a job, or if you don't even know how to send a proper letter. So now that you're fully aware of the negative effects texting has on our communication, let me wrap things up. Overall, texting may seem useful in our day-to-day lives, but we start to forget how it affects us. The miscommunication that comes with texting really affects our relationships, and we should lean more towards FaceTiming or calling people before we try to have a conversation over text. Young adults grow up with phones and texting, and this causes them to have less confidence talking face-to-face, and this may lead to them failing at job interviews and so much more. Now, thank you for listening to my speech. I hope you learn to think twice before picking up your phone.